Welcome back to In Ohio Country today, and we're here at the beautiful Mercer County Fairgrounds, and with me is Beth Guggenbiller, who is the 4-H educator here in the county, and this time of the year has been really busy for you. You want to give us a little bit, before we get into what your responsibilities are, you want to give us a little bit of background and about yourself?
Great. Yeah, I am Beth Guggenbiller. I'm the 4-H educator. I grew up in 4-H, just kind of like 4-H is. There's a lot of tradition and you grow up in the program. I think my background is a little different. I helped plan Mercer County Fair, but growing up, my father was the fair president and now fair manager at Allglaze County. So I've kind of always seen the behind the scenes of what it takes to get a fair going, which kind of makes my position a little unique. So growing up, I know all the work that it goes the other 51 weeks of the year to get the fair going. And so I kind of have that background, but I grew up showing sheep, did all the livestock projects, all the special interest projects, was fair royalty, did the whole gamut of all the 4-H world, and then I got lucky enough to make it my career.
Well, so when we talk about a 4-H educator working through Extension at Ohio State University, tell us a little bit about what your responsibilities are in that role.
Yeah, so everywhere it looks a little different across the state, but I do work for Ohio State and I'm a 4-H educator, so I do lots of other roles of education in the schools and 4-H camp, but I also am the junior fair coordinator. So I work with our junior fair board, which is our high school kids who help run the junior fair shows. So we teach them the responsibilities of the paperwork that goes into doing a show and running the show and talking on a microphone and placing your ribbons and ordering your ribbons and all those things. And so I am kind of the ringleader of that, working with the teenagers, and they do a great job, and it's great to see them grow from their first year they're on, where they're scared and have no clue what we're doing, to by the time they're seniors and they're running those livestock shows.
Yeah, being involved with 4-H all my life, and then my kids growing up doing it and showing sheep and cattle and all that kind of stuff. It was kind of amazing how the kids, from the time they were 9 years old in 4-H, all of a sudden became running the shows. It's quite a sight to see.
Yeah, this is my 6th year, and so it's interesting. I've seen kids phase out, and now the younger siblings coming in, and I'm kind of at that age like, oh my gosh, I remember when your sibling was little, and now they're on my board. And so I never thought I'd get to that age where I see kids go through, but I am, and it's really neat to watch it grow as a family and go through the program. And now some of my junior fair board kids rolling into the senior fair role, so it's really fun to see how they grow in that position.
Well, you think it's bad when you just see the siblings come in, and wait till it's your grandkids. That's when you know the time is really moving on really fast. There's a lot more to 4-H, and there's a lot of other projects that kids can take to the fair, even if they don't have livestock. You want to tell us a little bit about some of the other things that the kids can do?
Yeah, so our junior fair building is filled with those projects. There's all sorts of projects. It's really neat. There's the traditional ones that we might all know, your clothing, your cooking, your woodworking, but that's really grown. They make the projects based on what's the interest of the kids today. So there's cake decorating now. There's redesign my home, so a kid remodels their room. And so they've really changed the projects. You have still your traditional clothing projects that the first year member makes their jumper, but they've also changed the projects, and now they're making athletic wear, or maybe it's how to shop smart and learning how about shopping and what make smart choices when you're shopping. So those projects have even evolved for the kids too. Yeah, so projects are really evolved. You still have your traditional programs and projects that you think of as your 4-H kid, your farm kid taking, but they've really evolved into let kids that live in the city or live, maybe they can't have livestock projects in their backyard. There's a lot of projects that meet their needs. There's even like a horseless horse project, so you don't have to own a horse, but you're interested in horses and you want to learn what it takes to raise a horse. You can learn and kind of study about that. So they've really changed the projects throughout the years. Still have your traditional agricultural projects, but evolved into letting other kids take things.
Well, when you're talking about kids who might not be able to keep livestock or have traditional 4-H programs or projects like a livestock, for example, there's a return of 4-H into the urban area, 4-H and FFA, right? So you want to talk a little bit about that and what you're seeing from the standpoint of Extension.
Yeah, that's what's really great with Extension. There's all the different educators across the state that work together, and so you really evolve and change and find the people that are like in your community and build projects together. And so there's garden projects coming together and learning how to do urban gardening and those types of things. And so educators work together to start building those projects and make sure that it's flourishing throughout the state.
Our farm department is committed to providing ag professionals the products, coverages, and peace of mind needed to run a successful operation. With our home office located in the heart of farm country, many of us have first-hand experience when it comes to farming, and we know how to take out the risk. Under one policy, we can provide total protection of your investment, from your home and barns to your equipment and livestock. We also provide an outstanding equine coverage from a homeowner with a single horse to a professional breeder and everything in between. Come join us and experience the Celina difference.
We're back, and with me today is Aaron and Luke. We're here at the Mercer County Fair. We've talked earlier to Beth about the program and what her responsibilities are. What does it mean, Aaron? What does it mean to you, 4-H and all the things that you're doing as it relates to the junior fair?
Yeah, 4-H has just let me develop personally and professionally. Learning how to do some of these projects, you get to do so many cool experiences between 4-H camp, to the junior fair board. You really get to learn what it takes to be the real life in the 4-H and the fair environment.
Well, so what was your project?
This year I did graphic design. In the past I've done livestock. So I've had the full 360 of all the projects. I've done the FFA work. I've done it all.
So is this your senior year?
Yep, I'm going into my senior year. I've been in 4-H for 9 years already.
What are you going to do?
After graduation, I'm planning on going into marketing at Miami.
Well, good. That's good for you. Luke, can you tell me a little bit about what 4-H and the junior fair and all this process means?
So for me, I brought a lot of projects back in the day that were completely different from what everybody was bringing, because me and my family like to travel a lot, so we never really got the time to bring animals to the fair. So we always did out of the works, I don't know, just weird projects. Like I learned to be a beekeeper, so I had a beekeeping business for like 5 years or whatever, but I ended up getting out of it just because I got busy with work and everything, but learned something new. And I did Fun with Flight, where I learned all the math behind airplanes and drove a plane too, so I thought that was a pretty cool experience that I had.
Yeah, so obviously you guys are pretty diversified compared to what we see as a traditional 4-H project and what you're doing at 4-H. So is this your senior year?
No, I just graduated this year from Coldwater.
So what are you going to do after graduation?
So I'm actually attending the University of Northwestern Ohio right now in Lima, and I'm taking robotics and automation.
Well, Beth, those two young men were perfect examples of diversification that we were talking about in the 4-H program.
It is. They did all the different things. They explored new things, and when they tried new projects, it led to now their future careers. And so it's really great. And I've had them as camp counselors. I have them in the FFA building. They do all the different things, and they've met, I can tell you, probably friends they would not have met if they weren't in 4-H. And even this week on court, the court is a variety of 6 people that probably were never friends before, and now you see them run around the fair and having fun and having conversations, and I'm sure they're going to hang out after the fair. And so it's just the great things that you meet through 4-H and the junior fair program.
Well, Beth, if somebody wanted to find out more about 4-H and extension and all those kind of things, where can they go?
Yeah, the easiest thing to do for your county is just do your county name, so mercer.osu.edu. So take your county name.osu.edu, and you can find out what's going on in your county and how to get involved.
Well, Beth, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.